What up? This is Robert Ory.
Ory, three-pointer. Buries it.
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Ory for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Ory from downtown.
What is going on, Big Shot Bob?
Life is grand.
Life is good. Let's call it episode 168. That's B-Dog Brandon Harper. My name's Rob Jenners. That, of course, 7-time NBA champion, Big Shot Bob, Robert Ory, the man. It was funny because before we started, you were like, yeah, I'm leaving tomorrow for Columbia. And I'm like, immediately my brain goes, oh, yeah, Columbia, South Carolina. I'm like, oh, you going to visit the fam? What are you doing? You're like, oh, no. Bogota, Colombia, like the real. What are you doing in Colombia?
NBA watch party. So it's just weird because the NBA finals, the NBA puts me to work during the NBA finals. I don't know why, but
well, you won 7 of them. I figure, if there's a better ambassador, show me.
So it's actually cool. I just got back from Vancouver, which was really fun. I hadn't been to Vancouver since I played Vancouver when the Grizzlies was there. That was really fun. Now I'm going to Bogota, Colombia, which I've never been to, so I'm really excited about this. And yes, I'm going with my wife because I might go there and meet Sunshine. And
look. Here's the thing. This is one thing I know
I'm
for
totally
a fact.
kidding, Candace. I'm totally kidding.
As a married man, I know this for a fact. If you go to an exotic location, you have to bring your wife. You're not allowed to go on that trip without her.
I wouldn't even
not
go.
Dang.
Yeah.
I'm glad there's trust in y'all relationship.
No, it's a lot of trust.
It's not even about distrust. It's about, well, no, maybe it is. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what else it might be.
Probably a little both. No.
It's the fact that they don't want your eyes to be popping out your head like one of those cartoon characters.
Okay, and I understand
you're more cognitive of what you're doing.
I would understand that a lot better if it weren't for the places that we live. Rob, you live in L.A. We live in Atlanta. You can literally go downtown and be turning, and your head could be on a swivel the whole time.
True.
Yeah, I know, but foreign locations, beaches, countries that are a little less constrictive on clothing and what you can wear to the beach. You know what I mean? Eyes wander much easier.
Hey, all of those sound like L.A. Well, mostly LA and in Atlanta we ain't got no beaches, but the clothes are restricted in the summertime.
Yeah, well, you know what you see in a lot of these countries. It's just
cellulite hanging in pubic hair.
It's just a lot of that. Really. Just a lot of that. So, well, I mean, look, man. I guess let's start with the finals, obviously, because we're in the middle of it. You're obviously wrapped up in it with the NBA. Going to Columbia for Game 3. I did not anticipate, and I don't know why I didn't. I don't know why my brain was just like, the Mavericks are going to win at least one of these games in Boston. Yeah. Nope. Got knocked out. Easily is not the right word. But it didn't seem like Boston was really that up against the ropes at any point against them. They just kind of controlled both of those games and put them both away.
I think we've been downplaying Boston. When I say we, I mean a lot of people in the media been downplaying Boston because they had a super team. They had an easy run to the NBA Finals. At the end of the day, they're a good team, man. You think about it, up until maybe January, February, up to the All-Star break, Jason Tatum was the MVP. Everybody, he's the MVP, and all of a sudden they get so far ahead in the standings, and he kind of puts it in cruise control to cruise into the playoffs. And everybody's like, he can't play. And then Jaylen Brown is, coming out killing. And the main reason that they won Game 2, Drew Holiday.
I was going to say, Drew
knocking up people.
Weren't we just talking about it a week or two ago? Yes. Where the hell's Drew Holiday been? And then out of nowhere, boom.
Yeah, so you got to give it up to Boston Celtics. They've been playing really well. But they were supposed to do that at home. And we know how well the Mavericks play at home. So we got to see what happens in Game 3.
Yeah, They've really taken Kyrie out of this series the first 2 games. And, we always talk about, what we saw last series from the Mavs against Minnesota in the Western Conference Finals. We saw Kyrie and Luka get off, and we understood how that team went. Plus you had, the likes of Derrick Jackson Jr. and even P.J. Washington doing what they were supposed to do shooting-wise. The Boston is doing what they do best. They play suffocating defense. And, you know, when people were talking about, oh, they got an easy run, you know, they've just skipped through the East, that's not Boston's fault. That's not indicative to how good they are, and they're showing you this now. Yes, they're 2 games. They did what they were supposed to do at home. But that game 1, even though it's just game 1, you're talking about a decisive win to the point where I'm looking at the Mavs like, do I need to cut this game off at halftime? Now, eventually they were able to cut that thing back to 8, but as soon as they did that, that was it for that. That was it for that run. It was all Boston again from there. And the simple fact that they're able to, and we talked about different bodies that they could throw at Kyrie. I saw in game 2, and this was like this in game 1 as well, the way Jaylen Brown was able to suffocate Kyrie. Now, obviously Kyrie is quicker, but Jaylen Brown being 6'7", 6'8", a bigger body, a stronger body, a guy that is relentless on the wing, how the way he took it upon himself to take that defensive responsibility and the way that he was frustrating Kyrie. See, the thing about it is as great a handle as Kyrie has, if you can keep him dribbling, he's going to make a mistake. And he made a few of them in game 2. So if you can take one of those guys out, hell, they even corralled Luka a bit, even though he had, I think he had a triple-double in game 3.
Yeah, he was like 34 or something. Yeah, he put up 34.
They got to Luka a little bit. They've been roughing these guys up. And when you ruffle up the leaders, guess what it does to everybody else? It ruffles them up a little bit, too. We ain't got to touch y'all. We're going to touch up your leaders.
Yeah, I had to say something that, you know, Kyrie to me is killing himself. Every time he's making a shot, he's looking in the stands, he's saying stuff. Dude, don't worry about the freaking fans. Just play basketball.
He's been very conscious of the fans.
Yeah, it's like every time someone starts booing, he said, "Oh, I'm about to show y'all." Dude, just play basketball. You're too freaking good to worry about some outside noise. And I have to say this about Jason Kidd. I love the way he's been doing his rotation. And I don't know if someone's hurt or not, but I thought his rotation sucked last game. I don't know why he's trying to play Maxi Kleber in this game. He's like, dude, why are you playing this dude? This is not a game for a slow guy who only can shoot threes and is not going to rebound. Because the Celtics are all perimeters guys. You guys say, okay, you know what, Hardaway, you hadn't had a good series. Let's try you. Okay, Hardy, let's try you. Dante Exum, sit on over there, man, because you don't have the athleticism as those 2 guys. You don't have the dog like those 2 guys. So I'm looking at this series, and hopefully he go home. He's going to have to put somebody with some dog in them. You know, Keeler, he doesn't have any dog in him. Exum, he doesn't have any dog in him because you're going to have to play some defense in this game. And it's a low-scoring affair, but still, you got to be able to lock up Brown and Tatum, White, and Holiday.
Yeah. Well, and when you think you have a beat on what you want to do with Boston, they throw a healthy Kristaps Porzingis at you. You know, we
don't know how healthy he is now.
Now he said, what did he say the other day? He said, "I'll die out there if I have to. I'm starting in game 3. You're putting me out there." But I don't think any of us even saw that coming. We were like, all right, he's healthy. Maybe he'll be a good piece off the bench. He came in. What did he rack up in game 1? I put it on the sheet.
I think it was
21 minutes. He scored 20 points, 6 rebounds, 3 blocks.
He was on fire.
Minutes.
And then here's the thing. Here's the thing about Boston that makes them even scarier. We ain't even had no real Jason Tatum sighting yet.
No, not really.
Jason Tatum has been kind of cold. Jaylen Brown has been the one, and then you had a Drew Holiday sighting as well. And, you know, obviously Jason, being a 2-way player that he is, can contribute on the defensive side of the ball. But Jason has been an afterthought right now in these finals. He's not been the scoring machine we always thought. Can this team do what they need to do if Jason Tatum is not scoring? As we can see right now, they're doing what needs to be done.
So as of right now, who is your MVP of the finals?
If Boston continues to roll the way they're rolling?
No. Like right now, you got to, let's say it ended today.
It ended today. It was a 2-game series and Boston won. Jaylen Brown.
Yeah. See, I would have to go with Drew Holiday.
I think it's kind of tough to call it right now.
Yeah, I mean, you're giving us a scenario that doesn't exist. Yeah, but in a 2-game series, I think Brown's been the best player on the floor so far.
Yeah, he's been the best player, but I just like the way that Drew Holiday has been playing good defense and doing all the little things. And hey, let's give it up to Derek White. He's finally knocking down some shots.
Look, your argument for Holiday, game 2, 26 points, 11 rebounds, shot 76%.
Yeah.
That's a pretty fucking good stat line. You have to look at what
this game 3 is going to tell me a lot.
This is it.
If Dallas loses game 3, let's bring out the broom.
Yeah, it's a wrap. It's
Because you forget that the Celtics are also 6-0 on the road. They're undefeated on the road. So I understand.
Don't count that.
I understand. I'm just saying it. I'm just stating it for the record.
Don't tell me the odds.
This team, we talk about how good they are at home. This is not a bad team on the road either. Obviously, the teams that they play maybe not be on Dallas's level, and they're not of Dallas's caliber. But I think this Boston team, as we see it right now, I'm hoping. Look, I picked the Mavs in 7, and I'm still sticking to that prediction.
Oh,
But I'm not finna backtrack.
okay.
If they fall out and they get shot out the sky and they end up getting swept, oh well. But this Boston team, I think, has a level. They're playing with a level of urgency and understanding that we understand that our core is intact, but you still don't get many cracks at this thing. You don't get many opportunities. So whenever you get it, it's a privilege, and you got to take advantage of it. And I think that's setting into them this season.
Yeah, they got to.
Well, I mean,
Because you got to think more.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said you got to get to the point where Tatum's going to make a shit ton of money in his new deal.
Oh, yeah.
And they're not going to be able to add any pieces. So this is going to be their team for a long time.
Yeah, you better prove this can work. But and Tatum said it. He's like, look, we've been down 0-2. You know what I mean? We've been up 0-2. We've been down 0-2. We've been in these positions before. This series ain't over.
No, it's not.
So
over.
I mean, they're very cognizant of where they are in this whole thing. They're very much aware. Let me give you this one. 5 teams have pulled out of the 0-2 hole in the NBA Finals and come back to win it. The 1969 Celtics, the 77 Blazers, the 2006 Miami Heat, the 2016 Cavs, and the 2021 Bucks. Those are the 5 teams in the NBA Finals that have pulled out of the 0-2 hole and come back to win.
I forgot the Bucks. They went on to win 4 in a row against the Suns, right?
Yeah, ran that right up.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, I forgot about the 2016 Cavs. I was like, that's right. They came back. They were down 0-2. So, long way to go in this series still, for sure. Kyrie Irving's now lost 12 consecutive games to the Celtics. I think he's only won 1 since he did that mascot crap. Take that for what it's worth. But he's only put up 28 points in the first 2 games. You got to imagine at some point either Luka or Kyrie is going to win a game on their own. You know what I mean? That's what I'm waiting to see in either games 3 or 4. One of those 2 guys is going to put Dallas on their back and just will it to a victory.
Yeah,
I think one of the things they need to do though is put Kyrie in a better situation. What I mean by that is he's trying to go one-on-one against guys that are stronger than him and taller than him and is just as quick as him. We know they all want to switch up. I would love to see him get Tatum on him and go at Tatum because I think out of the 4 perimeter defenders that they have, he is the weaker one, and that's not by much. And so plus that puts the onus on him to play some defense, and you can probably get him in foul trouble to try to mess up that scheme because right now Jaylen Brown is just too damn strong. White is just too tall, and Holiday is just a mixture of all of those.
Yeah, he's fast. All right, well, enjoy Columbia for Game 3. We'll see how it goes. I'm anxious to see. You got to shoot some video, take some pictures, send us some.
Okay.
I want to see what the crowds are like. I'm always very interested to see how American sports are perceived in other countries.
For a place that
the
soccer,
NBA is a very universal game. I get that. You know what I mean? But
I'm really excited about this trip. I've been to a lot of places. I've never been here, and the NBA always does it first class. So they actually, I land. I get a whole free day before I have to do my NBA house, and
that's cool.
Just enjoy Columbia.
That's nice, man. Have fun. That'll be cool. Safe travels. Well, we do have a lot to talk about.
Wouldn't it have been great if we just did the podcast there?
I mean, look, if the NBA is spending money, I'm just saying.
How long is that flight?
It's far. 3 hours.
Well, it's far for you. I mean, we are already sort of on this side of the country. I don't know how far.
I think it's like 4 hours from Houston to Bogota.
That's not horrible.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
No, that's not bad.
So Bogota must be at the northern part of Colombia.
It's a good question. I don't know.
If it's only from Houston?
Yeah, that's pretty quick.
Yeah, it can't be too deep
all
into
things considered.
Colombia.
Yeah, you can get over Mexico and most of Central America without any problem. You get there pretty fast.
That's interesting.
Let's see where it is.
Oh, here we go. See, had I known, we would have played Where in the World is Robert Horry as the game this week. Had we known you were going to Bogota.
It's northern.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured.
Okay. All right. Look, man, it's a straight shot from us in Atlanta. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
The NBA's got a few bucks to spend.
Yeah, fly over Cuba, go past Venezuela, and you're right there.
Yeah, just be careful over Cuba. They don't take too kindly to people flying through Cuba. They don't like that. All right, let's. So I have a piece of audio I wanted to play for you. I'm sure you've probably heard it by now, but I'm playing it. It's kind of a. It sort of ties into the NBA Finals because there's this hoopla about Jaylen Brown, and Shaq did this thing this week where he was like, Jaylen doesn't need to be caught up with titles. It doesn't matter about who's the best guy on the team. And part of me was like, I don't think anybody was arguing internally about who the best player on the Celtics was. I feel like that narrative's kind of started to go away, but Shaq had this to say in the midst of the conversation of who the best player on the Celtics is. Now, I apologize in advance. Some woman is practicing the national anthem behind them on live TV, so the audio's a little out there.
In my Laker runs, I wasn't the best player on the team. I knew that, but I knew I was the most dominant. So I knew my role. I knew what I had to do. I wasn't worried about a useless title. So if those two young gentlemen are worried about useless titles, who's the best on the team, whose team it is, it will definitely affect them tonight.
So he said during his Lakers runs, he wasn't the best player on the team. And part of me feels like this is the benefit of maturity and hindsight on Shaquille's part. Because I feel like if you would have asked Shaq in the years that you guys were together, 2000, 2001, 2002, he probably would have said, yes, I'm the best player on the team.
Just a little guilt, too.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But looking back at it with the benefit of hindsight, was Shaq the best player on the team in those runs?
He was the best player in the first run. He was the best player in the second and the third. I just think he was the best player. I think what he's saying as far when it comes to if you had to pick out, you break it down to dribbling, he wasn't the best. Shooting, he wasn't the best. And the skill set, he wasn't the best. And size and strength and power and dominance, that makes you the best to me. I felt like he was the best on the team because, he demanded a triple team. Kobe only demanded a double team. And for me, it's like apples and oranges when you really talk about it. I think with Shaq, he's being very humble about it. And I think, to me, he was the best player on the team because think about it. Who in the world could stop him? Nobody.
Yeah.
For me, it's always who do you have to account for the most? Mm-hmm. Who do you have to, game plan around? That's the best player on the team. And, I mean, granted, Kobe and Shaquille, you can hand that back and forth. They're both generational players. I mean,
and you had to account for both.
Right. Yeah, you can't overlook one to account for the other. So but I feel like I don't know, I just feel like now that he's gotten a little older with the benefit of age and Kobe's not with us anymore, he's looking back and going, God, that wasn't me, man. That was all him. Yeah. And while there might be some truth to that, I don't think it's entirely true.
No, it's not entirely. No, it's not entirely true. But see, this is the back and forth when it comes to this duo because they were both dominant in their own way. We've seen Shaq foul out of an NBA Finals game and Kobe took over. Rob, I know you remember that. Seeing Kobe really emerge and take that next step and taking over the game, him realizing that, this has always been me. I'm just now showing the world who I've always known myself to be, and that's the cold-blooded killer. And, we've seen three guys draped over Shaq as he's dunking on all three of them to really show off his sheer dominance. So he was the most dominant. He did say that. He said, I wasn't the best. I was the most dominant. He's been consistent in saying that he's always been the most dominant. I just think, so a lot of times when we start talking about Kobe and Shaq, because of their greatness, we start splitting hairs.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what a lot of people are doing too with Brown and Tatum. They're both such great players, and they're I don't want to say similar players, but they're not as opposite as Kobe and Shaquille.
Well, Jason Kidd brought that up.
Yeah.
And he didn't know everybody knew what Jason Kidd was doing when he was asked that question.
It was Jason Kidd going, well, Jalen's the best player on the team. And it was like, oh, here we go. Yeah, and it all just went downhill from there. So.
Well, and I think when you talk about who's the best player on the Celtic teams, if Brown doesn't get a lot of hype like Tatum does for some reason, but he is just as good as freaking Tatum. Tell me that what Tatum can do that Brown can't do. Nothing really.
They're very, like I said, they're very similar players.
Yeah.
in that regard.
And if you really break it down to the minimum, Brown's a better defender, which kind of pushes him to be the better player. I think Tatum is the only thing that Tatum might have Brown on. He's a better 3-point shooter. And if we get so caught up in people shooting threes today, we classify them as a great player. I think Brown might be the better player.
Well, I also think people have also thought that Tatum was the better player because his footwork was better. I think a lot of people see, just the offensive, even though they're both very skilled offensively. One thing
One guy's smoother.
He's smoother, and then one guy, they've always got onto him because he can only go left. And they've been saying that about Jaylen Brown forever. About his, he can only go left, force him to go right. Now, at the same time, if you can't stop the guy from going left and he can still kill you and be, all NBA, you don't need to go right.
Yeah,
and you're right-handed.
Right. I think, but I also think with Jaylen, I think his footwork is a little better. Obviously, because he studied, his favorite player is Kobe. And Kobe was very meticulous when it came to his footwork because he got that from Dream. So I think that's the thing that kind of led people to believe that Jason Tatum is better than Jaylen Brown. I still think he's a little better than Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown's better in throughout the playoffs right now. But I do think Jason is still, to me, just a little bit better.
Yeah. Like Rob said, though, if you pick the first 2 games of the NBA Finals, I think Brown's been the better player.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt. But that's the benefit of what you have and why the Celtics are so freaking good. Not only do you have all the other pieces, you have 2 guys that can just tip the scale either way. When Tatum's maybe not taking over a series, here comes Jaylen Brown. When Brown's maybe not, here comes Jason Tatum. It just goes back and forth.
Rob, have you heard any whispers about? You probably haven't. Have you heard any whispers about, Boston potentially trading Jason Tatum?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Not at all.
Okay.
Have you heard these?
It's just a little. I've heard a couple of rumblings here and there. It's probably just nuance.
They
type
said
of
that
stuff.
because of money wise,
right?
It's the team's going to be way over the cap. So, who knows?
But to keep 2 guys who are still very young and in the middle of their prime, you kind of have to. You pay that to keep you in the game, to keep you in the
Yeah, but the weird part though is after these last 2 games, we have not heard, this is the best duo ever. I'm like,
about Luka and Kyrie? Oh, no, that conversation went flying fast, didn't it?
Yeah, the best duo is Tatum.
That's backcourt in the history of the NBA.
You gotta, but what they're doing to Dallas is exactly what we said. You got to throw size at those guys.
Yeah.
You got to frustrate them. They've been frustrating the hell out of both of them.
They sure have. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely have. And Boston's kick game, man, the penetrate kick, that just it has routed the Mavericks in the first 2 games. They've had no answer for it. The ball movement for the Celtics has been exceptional. All right, look, I know this isn't necessarily the most popular topic, but we're going to talk about it. Danny Hurley. I didn't even know his name was in contention aside from bullshit online rumblings. Like, that's all I'd seen about Danny Hurley was, well, what if Danny Hurley wants the job? And I was like, I don't think Danny Hurley's going to take the Lakers job. But it never even, for me, came up in any kind of serious conversation. It was always Borrego and JJ were the 2 that were down to the... And then out of nowhere, Danny Hurley. Lakers are going after Danny Hurley. And then like a day later, it was like, oh, no, he turned him down. Which was a weird story. Because, let me see, what did they offer him? It was 6 years, $70 million. And it would have made him one of the 6 highest paid coaches in the NBA.
Man, 30 of that million going to be eaten up because of taxes in California.
There's that. Danny Hurley said thanks but no thanks and returns to UConn to try and make some history.
And they offered him
a 3rd straight title.
And they've offered him reportedly a 6-year, $50 million contract.
Yeah, so it was $20 million less to stay at UConn. Which, when you're talking that tens of millions of dollars, yes, leaving $20 million on the table is a lot. But like B said, most of that goes to the state of California.
It's not really that much money,
Most of
it looks like it, but it's not.
No.
And I think that contract makes him one of the highest paid head coaches in
college basketball.
So.
Yes.
And then you're gonna think about you got to spend all that with the cost of living. You already got a house in Connecticut.
There's
so much that's gonna be ate up. Yeah.
Oh my God. And you're rude.
And then you got to understand your attitude ain't gonna transfer. It ain't gonna translate to the NBA because it's like the way you think you can scream at for some NBA player, they're gonna look like motherfucker. I'm your age.
Yeah.
What the hell you doing yelling at me?
I'm older than you. Shut up, man. Yeah. Were you surprised to see his name come up as like a serious contender?
I wasn't surprised because he said it himself. He has a desire to coach in the NBA. And anytime you're a great coach and you win national championships, you're going to get, thrown in the hat. And if you're a great coach, why not, try it out? You think about it, the Celtics. You think about the Bulls. You think about all these guys who had college coaches, OKC. The OKC coach went to, the Bulls, but they tried these college coaches. But how many of these college coaches have ever been successful making that transition to the NBA? Zero.
Not many.
Well, it's a few.
Zero.
We've had a handful, but not a lot.
You said what college coaches
has been successful in the NBA?
Well, I don't think he started off in college, but can you count? What's my boy name in Miami?
Spoelstra?
No, not Spoelstra. What? My God is over him.
Pat Riley?
Pat Riley? Mm-hmm. No. Pat Riley
not Pat Riley. I'm thinking that's another Italian I'm thinking about. Hold on. No, Rick Pitino.
Oh, Pitino.
He wasn't successful. He sucked with the Celtics. He tried to put the whole team, a Kentucky team. He sucked at the Celtics.
I was getting my Italians mixed up. I'm sorry. Between Rick Pitino, Pat Riley, what's my guy that used to be in Kentucky? Now he's at Arkansas.
Calipari.
I'm getting all my Italians mixed up.
That happens to the best of us. I mean, here. So I guess here's another question. I don't know if it's a fair question. Is this an indictment of the Lakers' job? That a guy like Danny Hurley is just going to go, nah, I'm going to leave $20 million on the table. I'm good.
No, I just think that UConn stepped up. I think I think he probably did that to force UConn's hand.
Well, they reported that deal was already there.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Maybe it might have been on the and that's my and this. So there's another question: was this all a ploy? Was this a move to get UConn to step up to the table to go? Oh, yeah, Lakers offered me 6 years, $70 million, and all of a sudden UConn comes up with the money. There's a lot of weird questions around this, man. The whole thing's very odd. It really is.
Yeah, because if you look, there's I forgot Larry Brown. Larry Brown was the only one. He's the only one that went from college that did good in the pros. He won a championship with the Pistons, so that was the only one. Now I think about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just a weird story, man.
And now what you have to do as a Lakers franchise and organization, now you got to kind of, we've heard JJ Redick's name being brought up again. Now you got to kind of double back to the girl who
you didn't
you
ask
had
to the
there
dance.
first, and you were, keeping her in the rotation. And then when the other girl that you had been courting turns you down,
Jesus.
Now you got to go back to, baby, I was just playing. Yeah. No, and he ain't even, and that girl is still not only she's still not the only option because now you still interviewing other possible suitors.
Yeah, that's the one thing about letting stuff out into the public. If it gets out, it can screw up a lot of things. Because now you as a coach, like, man, you was about to pay him $70 million. Fuck, you better give me the $60 million.
At least, right? And that's the other thing too. How much didn't Monty Williams get more money than that to go to Detroit? Didn't he get? He got broke off. Didn't he get like $80 million or some crap? I mean, like.
But do you really want $80 million to be in that crap?
Oh no, I'm not at all. But I'm just saying, like, there's a bar to hit, and if you're the LA Lakers, hit the bar.
Yeah.
Pay more than you're paying Monty to be in Detroit.
But the Lakers have been known not to pay their coaches not to really.
Phil was pissed off at one point.
Yeah, they've been known not to break their coaches off what they deserve.
Okay.
For whatever reason.
Well, if think about it, they ain't really had to because they've been turning them motherfuckers over so much. Like, no, you out, no, you out, no, you out. So
it's been happening a lot. The last 10 years or so, forget it. It's been a carrot.
But my thing is, based off what they've been saying about Hurley, we see him as this. Even with J.J. Redick, the word was, we see him as a coach of the future. You know, this. I'm like, you've never heard this terminology with any other coach.
That's not true. They said that with every coach that comes in.
No. This was different. These two were different. Because my thing is because we didn't see a contract offer ever like this from the Lakers, like they gave Hurley, like 6 years, 50. True. I mean, 7 was 6 or for
6
72?
years, 70. Yeah.
When have they ever offered a coach that kind of money? For what reason?
Well, they're trying to lure him away from a national championship program.
He's a college coach,
right? But they're trying to get a high-profile splash hire, so they're going to spend the money to get the Danny Hurley, 2-time Connecticut UConn national champion, comes to the Lakers. They're paying for that.
Rob, how many coaches do you say were successful from going to college to the league? Okay.
One.
Yeah, one. Okay.
How long was Larry Brown coaching in the league before he won that title?
A long time.
Okay.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying that's what they were. I'm saying that's what they were paying for. That's what they were paying for. They're paying for the splash. You're trying to buy a splash.
I get it.
Because Borrego, even though he's a good coach, he's not a splash hire.
Borrego's not a good coach.
Oh, you don't think he's a good coach?
He did such a wonderful job in Charlotte. He just did such a wonderful job. So,
well, how much of that though is on the roster, is on the front office? I mean, come on. You can't make. I mean, it's like say Monty Williams is a shitty coach because he got put in Detroit.
No, I'm not saying that, but
right. But I mean, like you gotta weigh some of that.
No, it's certain things that went on in that organization and for his coaching that you have to look at. Think about this. All right, if you had a player that scored 50 points in a game on Monday night, you got a game on Wednesday night, he's 100% healthy. Does he touch the floor? Yes or no?
Of course.
He's done that a couple times to a couple of players where they have great games and then he won't play them in the next game. And to me, I'm like, okay, you have to. He does that pop shit because he's under the pop tutelage where, okay, you said one thing that pissed me off. Now I'm going to put you in the fucking doghouse. It's like, okay, if you want to win fucking games, guys are going to say shit, especially when you're a new coach in this day and age. You got to have some thick skin as a coach, and the players do too. But you just can't put the guy in the doghouse because he said, "Oh, fuck that shit," So you can't have that kind of attitude.
Ultimately, it doesn't matter because they're not hiring Borrego. If they were going to, they would have.
We don't know who they're going to hire now.
I don't think they will.
Hell, they don't know.
Clearly, they don't know. But you've had a month plus to sit on this for him. If he was your hire, they would have hired him by now.
Breaking news: the Lakers are hiring Robert Horry as the head coach. I'm out, dog.
I'll tell you one thing.
You better break that news, man. You better break
My
that.
thing is, why won't they? I don't know why they won't look at your boy Sam Cassell.
They brought him in for an interview.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, but I'm not hearing that name again.
As fast as it was on the radar, it was off.
It was off.
Yeah.
I think they just did that because they just wanted to satisfy him because he's been in the league forever, coaching and as a player. So they're like, okay, let's give him a try. Doc Rivers' boy, and so a lot of people respect Doc, and it's kind of trickle down effect. Yeah,
but my thing is when we sit up here and talk about two of the guys that you deemed as top flight candidates, and JJ and Hurley, none of them have. I mean, outside of playing in the NBA, none of them have head coaching experience in the NBA or coaching.
None.
Yeah. Really experience in the NBA. Sam Cassell has been a coach in the league for a minute now.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a level of respect that comes along from players when they know that, hey, we know how this guy played. We know we respect him in that regard, and we respect him for what he's done as a coach and his contributions as a coach. I'm just saying.
Well, it's gonna pop soon. We're just.
Yeah,
they
got to because the draft's coming up.
This is it. I mean, once the finals are done, it's gonna be a pretty quick announcement. My guess would be on JJ.
I'm guessing JJ too.
I'm guessing JJ, but it's gonna be weird, man. Is Coach doing a podcast with LeBron after tonight's game? It's gonna be one of those, man.
Yeah.
I wonder how weird that'll be if JJ decides to take that job. Like, what do you say at the presser? We've always loved JJ. Like, we know that's not the case.
Yeah.
It's weird when you go back to the girl who you've been playing because the girl that you actually wanted didn't want you. So now you got to double back and be like, girl, I was just playing. Let's try this. Like, it was a joke.
You know, I had this ring in my pocket for you, baby.
Yeah, all that stuff that was going on, we were just playing.
That didn't mean shit. That didn't mean nothing. Come on now.
And my thing is, JJ, unless you just desperately want to just be known as the head coach of the Lakers or want an opportunity, are the Lakers the job that you really want to take if what's been going on is actually true? Like, do you really want to be somebody's, in a sense, sloppy seconds because their first option didn't really work out?
Well, I think he was the first option in the beginning. And then they're like, oh, shit, well, let's, go out on a date with this person.
Look, man, for $50 million, I'll be anybody's sloppy seconds. I'm just saying.
I realized that that's not who I really wanted after I went on a date. Those rumors aren't true. We didn't offer him $70 million. That's bullshit. We always wanted you.
And it's not even like the Lakers didn't want him because of something that he said. It's different if they didn't want them on their own accord. The girl turned you down. That makes you look even worse. So now you doubling back to the other one, being like, you know what, it wasn't. We know the girl turned you. That girl know that the other girl turned you down. So that makes that other girl even think about it even worse. Not only did you try to go to somebody else because you thought the grass was greener, that greener grass turned you down.
You know the saddest indictment of this whole thing? You're the Atlanta Falcons. You're the Atlanta Falcons going after Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson going, oh, no, yeah, love Atlanta. Signing a deal with the Texans and watching Matt Ryan walk out the door. And then having to start Desmond Ridder and Marcus Mariota.
The only difference with that is...
You're the Falcons.
The only difference with that is that the Falcons could have had him, but they would have had to guarantee all the money. Now, I understand why they didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
But they could have at least had him. They could have had him if they would have guaranteed the entire contract, which they didn't want to do. That's a little different.
Oh, goodness.
With the Lakers, you just got turned. They offered a massive contract. He went home to his folks in Connecticut and said, no, I'm good. I'll turn it down.
I'm in white people heaven in Connecticut. I'm good. I'm good out here. All right. I want to ask you there's a couple more things before we get to Big Shot of the Week. Then I'm going to play Shootout. And I've got audio from Rudy T. We love Rudy. Caitlin Clark didn't make the Olympic team. Is this a story? Because everybody's really trying hard to make this a story. I think because she's the main talking point for the WNBA right now, that because she didn't make the Olympic team, everybody's, oh, you're going to cost yourself millions of viewers. And then we had the Olympic committee, or the selection committee, come out for the Olympic team and say, we don't care about how many people watch. We're just trying to put the best team together. Do we care that Caitlin Clark's not on the Olympic team? Should she have gotten a shot, or is she just too young?
If I'm the Olympic team, she's my Christian Laettner. I'm putting her on the team.
That's kind of what I was likening it to, right?
Yeah. Just because she just put on the team. Don't get me wrong, though. You're going to take someone's spot that deserves the spot. And, this is, she's Isaiah Thomas right now. She got left off of the dream team. And so for me, a lot of people are going to make the deal because she's a hot thing right now. Mm-hmm. And she's playing really, she's not playing as great as other players.
No.
But
she's a rookie.
But the lure of her is so great that, what do you do? In the Olympic team, you have to give them credit. Like they said, you know what, these are the best players we think, and these are the best players we're going to go with. Because if you think about it, who on that team is she actually better than? If you really break it down.
Well, I mean, here's the other thing. You're a rook. I mean, granted, you were an exceptional player in college. Mm-hmm. You're very much in that Christian Laettner sort of role. Mm-hmm. But I mean, get a couple years under the WNBA under your belt. Get the fever onto a playoff run. Let alone what the hell's that record? It's just garbage right now. And it's like 3-11 or some shit. Yeah, it's like you got to get your team off the deck before you worry about being on the Olympics. Like get a couple years in, and then if in 4 years' time, if Caitlin Clark is blowing up the league and she's left off the roster, okay, that's a story.
I'll say this. I'll say even with her not being on the team and the level of conversation and popularity or whatever you want to call it, media attention that the WNBA,
let's call it media attention,
attention that the WNBA has been getting recently, I say even without her on that team, you're still going to have people talking about it and you're still going to have people watching. You know why? Whether it be good or bad. You're going to have people who wanted her on that team.
Oh,
they're going to be watching and saying, if this team doesn't succeed, you should have had her on the team.
Clark, yep.
And what's going to also happen is you're going to have people watching who could care less if she was on that team and say this team is good enough, and watch this team win gold and say, who was she better than?
Yeah.
Why does she need to be on this team?
What does she bring to the game?
So even though the attention may not necessarily be where a lot of people want it to be, there's still going to be a level of eyes from two different perspectives watching the women win a gold bigger than what has ever been. They're going for their 7th straight gold medal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And there's nobody on this roster, and I think she takes the place of. She may be more popular, but this isn't a popularity contest. This is about assembling the best players to go compete against everybody around the world and bring home the gold. Simple.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see this team because I think of Aja Wilson and Stewie together and that what's her name, Alyssa Thomas.
Yep.
It's gonna be a nice team, dude.
I think the Aces.
No, that's gonna be a team.
The Aces have 4 girls. I think the Liberty have 3. Or is it the Fevers? I think most of that roster is made up of Aces, the Mercury, and Liberty. Those 3 teams.
Yeah, either way, it should be good. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out too, because everybody's trying to really make this a story. And I think part of it too is if there really is this consensus in the WNBA amongst the active players that they're just not a fan of her, it's probably best she's not on the team. Because you don't want to put anybody in there that's going to cause any kind of divide or division or problems amongst the group, and then they don't win. So if that's the consensus, if the players are really that sideways with her and they're really too she's bringing all this attention, she doesn't deserve it, then let her sit.
But see, here's the other side of this coin for me. Is she the one really bringing that? Because, I mean, I understand the hoopla that's around her and everything that she's done, but a lot of this is media driven. Like, what is she really doing that says, she's the cancer in the locker room?
No, nothing. But the media is driving the storyline But if there is truth to any of that, if there's truth that these players genuinely don't like her,
for what reason?
I don't know. But if there is any truth to it, because she's bringing more attention to their game now, just by being in it, than maybe people have been playing in it for 10, 12 plus years. Okay.
As an athlete, you got to think about I'm looking at the team now. You got Brittany Griner, great. Chelsea Plum, great. Stewie, great. Diana Taurasi, probably one of the greatest players ever played this game.
Outstanding.
Aja Wilson. It's like the list goes on. She's nowhere near in the class of those women. Yeah. And so for me, you think about do you think of Aja? Let's just talk about Aja and Dana. Think about how many times they have to get asked the question about Caitlin Clark.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But hold on. I'm the fucking MVP of this league. I'm the best player. Why are we fucking? You should be asking her about me.
What are you talking about? Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's what the problem is. And you don't want to keep answering. I said this before. Keep answering the question about this rookie. Let her earn her stripes, and then we can talk about it.
Yeah, agreed. Oh, breaking news: the Braves are going to host Ludacris Night.
Yep.
Truist Park, Wednesday, September 4th. Yep. Rob's coming to town.
I'm coming.
It's going to be a party.
Man, please. That man going to be in L.A. or the NBA going to have him doing something.
Well, no, it's September. We're off. The NBA's off. Well, no, they'll have
the NBA. But the NBA's technically kind of off. Well, no, you still got the finals. But
no, you'll be in Bangkok doing an event for NBA or something, some nonsense, some bullshit, or filming a television show somewhere. All right, I do have audio from Rudy Tomjanovich. Rudy was the recipient of the 2024 Chuck Daly Lifetime Achievement Award presented to him by the National Basketball Coaches Association. Very well deserved. Obviously one of our all-time favorites. And Rudy T took the opportunity at press during the NBA Finals to say this.
I made some crazy moves. I traded Robert Horry twice, but I really believe he belongs in the Naismith Hall of Fame. He's proven it time and time again. He's made so many teams champions, playing a role, and that's so important. It isn't about just the stats. It's about getting results. And I pray that one day he's going to be able to stand up there and accept that honor.
God, I love Rudy.
I do too.
Your biggest cheerleader, man. and him and Bill Walton. Rest his soul. But, I mean, I guess the question is, and I remember looking into this after we had Rudy on when he was inducted to the Hall of Fame and took his moment on stage in Springfield to advocate for you. And we had Rudy on. I remember looking into him, like, how do you build that momentum? How do you get somebody on the ballot that hasn't been on the ballot? And it's not easy. I mean, you have to have not just media support, but support of the people on the board, and the committee that does the nominating has to bring you to the table independently of all that other stuff. And it's a bullshit process. It really is. Like, there's no way to influence it one way or another. But I feel like Rudy's got the right road where he's like, if it's guys that are in the group, guys that are in the conversation of the greatest, that are in the Hall of Fame to advocate for other people, that's probably the best way to do it. But
Yeah, I always go back to Michael Cooper. You think about how long it took Michael Cooper to get into the Hall of Fame,
yeah.
which is the most ridiculous thing ever.
Well, Rudy even said that.
Defensive Player of the Year.
Rudy said people had to advocate for him.
Yeah, and for me, it's just, people don't understand. You have to get nominated. And the nomination, it depends on who's in there, because there's a lot of people that just don't like players for a certain reason. They look at it like, they say, how many points did he score? Man, basketball ain't about scoring points, man. It's about getting the job done, making your teammates better, and being successful on the court. So I always laugh when people they talk about it, and I'd be like, well, and I recently found out I've never been nominated, so it's not I don't really find it like a slap in the face, but I've never been nominated, and I'm sure there's a lot of other players that are better than me that have never been nominated. So we just need to do one for the NBA Hall of Fame, and call it a day.
Yeah, there you go. I like that. All right, big shot of the week is going to go to Brandon Garrett's dog. Here's why. You don't know who Brandon Garrett is? That's okay. He was heading out camping with his 4 dogs and his family. He was driving to meet his family. His brother called the cops to say he was supposed to be here a while ago, and he has not shown up. So the cops set off into the woods to try and find him on one of these side roads, and had been having no luck until one of his dogs, who ran over 4 miles, ran across the cops and led the cops back to where the scene of the accident was. He had navigated a corner and gone over an embankment and was trapped with his other dogs. Dang. One of the dogs got out, ran 4 miles to get to the cops. When they finally found the cops, found the dog had an ID tag, followed the dog back to the car, saved the guy's life. So big shot of the week to Brandon Garrett's dog, whose name was not disclosed in the story, but that's just so cool, man.
Man, that's the reason you want dogs right there. Dogs are so smart, man.
Crazy smart.
We got 3 of them in this house, and so
yeah, one will bite your ass if you're not ain't careful, man.
You come up in this house unannounced.
No, you got to ring a bell. Someone has to please welcome. Otherwise, the dog will light you up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna play a round of Shootout this week. I pulled some topics here to remind you guys of how Shootout works. I'm going to give you a topic. You just have to go back and forth until one of you is unable to come up with an answer. Okay?
Yep.
Easy peasy. For instance, let's go back to our friend Caitlin Clark here, who did not make the 2024 Olympic team. Of course, we're going to follow the men's roster much more closely. The Shootout is current NBA players who've won a gold medal in the Olympics. Rob, would you care to go first?
LeBron James.
LeBron James is correctly on there. That is correct. Let me get where's the bell? There you go. It doesn't count if you don't get the bell.
All right, my go?
Yeah.
Black Mamba.
I said current.
Oh, you said current.
NBA
I'm sorry.
Players
I'm sorry.
won an Olympic gold medal. Otherwise, this list would be 900 names.
My bad. I think KD.
Kevin Durant is on the list.
Steph Curry.
He is not on this list. No,
he's not.
He's not on this list of players that are current NBA. I think he was. Was he part of the bronze team?
He may have been.
I don't know. He's not on this list. There is no Steph Curry on this list.
Hold on. Let me look up.
Unless I'm wrong. Unless the internet has done me wrong. Look up his
current NBA.
Siri. Has Steph Curry ever won a gold medal? Here's what I found. He won gold with the USA in 2010 and 2014, but has never played on the Olympic team. How about that? So he won it at the World Championships, but never played for the Olympics.
That's
the
crazy.
same-
How about that
that's the
shit?
same difference.
How about that? No, it's not the same difference. What's the World Championships? What's the Olympics? The Olympics is much bigger. Chris Paul, Kevin Love, James Harden, AD, Westbrook, Jimmy Butler, Kyrie Irving, Paul George, Draymond Green.
Yeah, at first I didn't hear that
and a number
current
of
part.
others. Yeah, Drew Holiday, Devin Booker. There's a lot of people. Jason Tatum. A bunch of people playing in the finals this year. All right. So Harp's going to get the point there. All right. Question number 2. We're sneaking up on 2 federally recognized holidays in the next few weeks. How many of the 11 federally recognized holidays for 2024 can you guys get? Harp, you got the last one, so you get to start.
Federal holidays?
Federally recognized holidays. Meaning
Federally.
you get a day off of work.
Which
for this.
means the mail don't come.
Yeah. That's usually good. Or the banks are closed and,
the
there's
mail
no
don't
mail.
come. Yeah, Memorial Day.
All right, that's 1. Good job. Where's the bell? Doesn't count if you don't get the bell.
Labor Day?
Labor Day's on there.
Hey, you scared me when you
I was
pause like
slow with
that.
the bell. I was a little slow with the bell.
The 4th of July.
Christmas.
Columbus Day?
Boo.
It's
on
on
there.
there.
You get that? We don't get that shit off our
Well,
hands.
well, guess what? That's y'all's
You get a day
problem.
off work. They shut the bank. They don't deliver
okay.
mail.
You gonna go with Columbus Day, MLK Day?
Yeah,
It's on there.
absolutely. You act like that.
These are federally recognized holidays. This isn't a matter of opinion. Jesus Christ. All right. Harper.
Is there another one? Oh,
There's several.
President's Day?
President's Day is correct.
Veterans Day?
Veterans Day is on there.
Thanksgiving.
I was waiting for that one. All right, so there's 2 left. There's 2 left, Rob.
Which ones are they? Only thing I can think of
Oh,
right now.
I think I know another one. Oh, okay. I think.
Did we say Memorial Day?
Yeah, I said
Yeah,
that was
it's
first.
Memorial Day.
That was the first
Okay.
one I said.
Shit. Hell. Juneteenth.
Yes, it just became.
It
It,
is.
just
It's
became
on
one.
there.
It is?
It just
Oh,
became
shit.
one.
I was about to shame the shit out of both of you. I was about to be like, shame on both of you. Juneteenth. So the last one, Harp, can you get it? There's only one left.
Can you tell me the month?
Valentine's Day does not count.
No, hell no. I knew Valentine's Day wasn't it.
That ain't it.
I knew that wasn't it.
shit.
Dang, I can't think of the last one.
You're both going to kick yourself.
Don't tell me it's Groundhog's Day.
No, it's not Groundhog.
Oh,
Did we say New Year's?
New Year's.
There's your winner.
Wow,
New
New
Year's Day.
Year's. New Year's Day.
New Year's Day. First
Yeah,
day
I
of the
ain't gonna
year.
kick
Nobody
myself.
works on the first, man.
That's true. Nobody
All
works
right,
on
so
the
Rob's going to get that point because he pulled that one up. All right, here we go. Number 3.
I totally forgot about that one.
Yeah.
It's summertime, and in the South, and I'm probably sure in Los Angeles as well, it means barbecue season.
Mm-hmm.
So the shootout is, according to the Food Network, the top 15 foods to serve at a barbecue.
Oh, Rob, you start.
Rob can start.
Hot dogs.
Of course, that is on there.
Ribs.
Ribs is on there.
Hamburgers.
Hamburgers, of course.
Chicken.
Good.
Potato salad.
Good job.
Baked beans.
Yeah.
It does, like, when you say food, that includes, like, chips, too, right? Okay.
Chips are on
Well,
there.
it could be considered a snack,
Yeah,
man. I'm
chips,
like, you know.
it's chips and pretzels. So they're kind of
Okay.
chips
Are
and
we
pretzels as well.
considering? Are we considering beverages in this too?
No, food.
Oh, just
top
food.
15 foods to
Foods,
serve at a
okay.
barbecue.
Yeah, some of this is cultural. I was gonna go potato salad. Okay, cool. Bet.
Didn't I just say potato salad?
yeah, you
That's-
did.
No, he didn't.
No, you did.
I did say
Yeah,
potato
he did say
salad.
potato salad. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, he did. You gotta come up with another one. Yeah.
I said hamburgers, hot dogs,
Yeah,
and
and
potato
potato
salad.
salad. Yeah, you
And
gotta come up with
chips.
Okay, and I said baked beans. Okay. Coleslaw.
Yeah, coleslaw is on the list. You're absolutely right.
No, I don't like it, but go ahead.
I hate coleslaw.
Apple pie.
Oh my goodness.
That's the first pie you came up with.
Apple pie. Of
That ain't the first pie I would have said.
Dude, pies
I'm
didn't
from
even.
the South, man.
Pies
No.
didn't make the
South.
list.
I love
You say
apple pie.
you say sweet potato pie.
This is.
No, I love apple pie more than I like sweet
Oh,
potato
I'm
pie.
gonna, yeah, no, give me an apple pie.
give me my sweet
an
potato
ass-
pie all
white
day.
white people love apple pie. Give me a steak.
I forgot
Steak was
steak.
on here. Wings.
Wings.
Oh,
I thought that falls under chicken.
Sandwiches?
Yeah, chicken and wings ain't the same
Sandwiches?
thing.
No. Barbecue chicken and wings were listed separately.
Okay.
Macaroni salad would have gotten you there.
Was macaroni and cheese on there?
No. I probably would have counted that as macaroni.
That's why I said it's a
salad,
cultural thing.
though. And corn and deviled eggs. Those were the
I
other two.
forgot about.
Deviled eggs,
I was
yeah.
going to. First thing came to mind was corn.
Corn on the cob.
Corn on the cob.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So there you go, Rob. 2-1. Here we go.
Hold on, who won that one?
Rob did.
Okay, cool. No, I thought I
you
won.
did?
No,
Yeah, I won
you
that one.
B one. I missed it with I missed.
Oh,
it
you
with
missed it with apple pie.
With
apple pie. What am I talking about? All right,
was
B's up
2-2.
2-1. 2-1 Harper. Here we go. Father's Day is this Sunday.
Joel is.
Is it?
It sure is.
Don't do that.
Yeah, it is.
He must know he ain't getting nothing.
He's gonna get a lot of eye full of Colombian women, is what he's gonna get. Two of the
I'm
three of
on my
us.
way back.
Two of the three of us in the room will celebrate Father's Day, at least as much as we know. So the shootout is, according to Ask Men, the most popular gifts given to fathers on Father's Day by their family members.
Oh, I think I did this.
What do you get from your family members on Father's Day? Brandon Harper.
Cologne.
Cologne is on there.
The old good old faithful socks.
Socks. It's on there.
Men. Underwear.
Where's on the list?
I figured
It's a little awkward to give your old man underwear, but right on.
Or from your wife. You can get
Okay, yeah.
it. You know,
Tie.
it's-
Of course,
yeah,
the tie.
The old
Number
tie.
2 on the list, by the way.
This is where it starts to get a little murky.
This is where it falls
bless you.
off.
What about shoes? No, that may be. Oh, okay.
Oh, shoes.
Hey, the number one is a good old damn card.
A card. Number 1.
One. I told you.
A freaking card.
that's a card.
Here, Dad, I've showed no effort. Happy Father's Day.
I'm gonna say something. Usually, this is given the other way around, but money.
No, money.
Does a handwritten note count as a card?
Probably, yes. It's not on the list. A watch,
Oh, I forgot about a watch.
a shirt, booze or beer,
Yeah,
a coffee mug, electronics,
yeah,
cigars,
yeah.
golf clubs are on here. Which, I don't know who's getting golf clubs for Father's Day.
No, there's something. That's probably the most expensive gift on
It
there.
really is, man. Unless you go like buy somebody an iPad or something.
Unless you get a watch. Depending on what you get.
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
watch.
that's true. All right, so are we tied?
Yeah,
We go to all right.
Yeah.
Last question for the win. Here we go.
Oh shit.
With the NBA finals winding down, it's almost time for football. Of course, we love both basketball and football.
Ain't
on
nothing
the
like
show.
football season though.
Oh my God, football season's the best, and I know we love college football as well. But when we're talking about pro sports, the shootout is American cities that have both an NBA and an NFL franchise.
Oh,
Okay,
I'm gonna start.
you got the last one? No, Rob got the last one. So Rob
Go
starts.
ahead.
Dallas.
Correctamundo.
ATL.
H-Town.
Okay.
LA, homie.
Miami, fool.
Okay. Well, if you're gonna get insulting, then this is yeah.
Chicago.
New York.
Well, dang, they don't have. It's two different cities in this one. No,
Oh no!
no.
Don't do it.
It's too.
What are you thinking?
Can I go Phoenix?
That's the Cardinals and
Yeah, but they're not in the same.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's
Same. That's the only thing. Like.
try again.
Oh, you so they had to be in the same city.
Indianapolis. The Colts and the Pacers.
It's not on the list. It's not
really?
even on the list. I
The
guess.
Colts and the Indianapolis.
I guess because they're the Indiana Pacers.
But they play in
weren't on the list?
Indianapolis.
All right, I'll
They
count
both
it.
play in
then.
Indianapolis.
I'll
You
count
guys-
it. I'll
I get
count
it,
it.
yeah.
It ain't on the list, but I'll count it.
Boston.
You have an argument. There you go, Boston. Good
Boston.
job.
Oh Lord. Minnesota.
Oh, good job.
Damn it. That was my next one.
Okay, so let me see how many more we've got.
Oh, I got another one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 left.
Oh, I got 2.
7 left?
Yeah,
7
I got a
left.
couple.
Oh shit. I was about to say Seattle, but they ain't got the Supersonics
No,
more.
we ain't that Supersonics in quite a while.
No, it's the city, right?
Yeah,
Going across
city.
the country. Oh my goodness. Tennessee.
What the hell
That's a
are you
state,
talking
brother.
about? State of Tennessee. God bless you.
No. I'm sorry. Memphis and
But that's 2 different cities, though.
No,
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna
I
get
went
you again.
state. My bad.
So
my
you
bad.
got Detroit,
Detroit.
Yeah,
you got Denver,
Yes.
Denver.
Nobody said Philadelphia.
Philly. Oh, can we go Bay Area?
I didn't have Bay Area on here,
Okay.
but I don't know if I'm going to count
Well,
that.
they're not there anymore.
yeah, they're
right?
not
Oh, 'cause
there.
They moved out.
Yeah,
They moved out.
How about New Orleans?
Yeah, New Orleans.
Yeah,
about
Pelicans and the
Orleans?
Saints. How about Cleveland?
Oh, boring Cleveland.
Cavs and the Browns, and Washington. The Commanders,
Commanders
and
and
the
the
Wizards.
Wizards.
Yeah. Everybody else in this list y'all got.
I don't know why I said Tennessee.
That's
I'm
a
like
win
thinking,
for Harper.
Yeah.
And if you really want to get technical, they not in the same area either.
They not. No.
In Washington, one is in Landover.
Yeah, I know, but I guess because they're both
Yeah.
Washington.
Yeah,
but then
true.
again, I gave him Boston, and it's the New England Patriots.
I don't know how you
know
almost
what I mean?
took away
So-
Indianapolis from
Oh,
me.
I don't know, because I'm out of control. This is madness. I'm out of control.